A large chandelier, hung with crystals, glowed with a low light in the middle of the room. Tuma sat on a red chaise lounge against the far wall, attended by barely clad women. He was in his male form. His eyes shone orange with diagonal slits for pupils. A mop of purple hair hung across his forehead and swept down his back. His skin had a sallow yellow tone, which Nicholle feared would look even more yellow under brighter light. She approached him, undaunted by his changed appearance. A slender forked tongue licked out toward Nicholle. She drew back in surprise. "Hello, Tuma. You've changed." "For the better?" His voice was smooth, sounding both male and female, with the ability to enrapture listeners. "Depends on your point of view," she said. "The tongue is definitely an advantage, though." A throaty laugh escaped Tuma, causing his attendants to smile. Sharpened canines glistened. Tuma arose and walked toward her, all 6 feet 5 inches of him. He walked like a ballet dancer, graceful for his height. Tight black leather pants and a shirt open to the waist with a gun stuck down the front. She wondered if the slit eyes were permanent, but nothing was quite permanent with Tuma. He went through phases, reinventing himself according to the current fashion trends. When she had left him, he'd been in a superhero stage. An overlay of bulky muscles shimmered over his skin, a cape attached to his bare shoulders. Nicholle hadn't minded the muscles, but the cape had kept getting in the way. He circled her now, his tongue flicking over her face. She tried not to flinch. "It's funny what I can sense with this tongue," he said. "Blood pressure, temperature, heart rate. Our friend the snake seems to have an inborn lie detector, at least with some enhancements," he said. "So why are you here?" Nicholle froze, the swirl in her chest tensed, coiling around her lungs. 2 guards flanked Chris, sandwiching him between bulging muscles. "Like I said, I can help you. Legitimacy, it's what you've always wanted. She could do it if she had control of her company. But it'd be difficult to get her company back, difficult to legitimize prostitution and drug use. Perhaps a reverse corporate residency in Las Vegas. Anything went there. She'd have to consult with the legal department. When she hired new attorneys, there'd be a house cleaning when she got back." Just like that? His tongue licked at her ear, which was strangely erotic, strangely repulsive. The purple of the hair evoked the scent of lavender. It misted the back of her throat. Fragrance enhanced. She coughed. "Well, I'd have to consult." He cut her off. "Why'd you leave?" The hollow of his neck deepened as his neck muscles stiffened. He towered over her, pressing against her shoulder. This was the crux of the matter, why she left. "I was taking off the top to pay for my schemes habit. Crank found out and blackmailed me, but he kept wanting more and more. I was afraid to come to you, and it all finally came crashing down. My brother had blocked my accounts. I owed more than I had, so I went to Will's. He said he'd give me money if I came in. So I did. Went through detox, got clean, got a job. Some stuff happened, and here I am. I told Frank to blackmail you." His words hit her like raw electricity. "You did what?" "I wanted to test you, see how far you go in stealing from me." She should have known. Gangsters like Tuma didn't stay in business long without knowing who had their hand in the till, which could be anybody. "So you drove me away." "Oh, don't blame me for your habit. I was just a dumb bozzy to you." "It wasn't like that," she said. She hadn't wanted the addiction. It had all been part of the life. The need to belong drove her to that first hit, that first trip into perfect schemes to reality where wishes were beamers and everyone rode the avalanche of kaleidoscopic colors that bent around your inhibitions and detours suppressed secrets, homing in on harbored desires and suppressed neuron firings, psychotropic euphoria. "I guess you were just another addict," he said. That hurt, as much as she had done for him. "I was a loyal rocker who brought in $100K a night, which saved your ass from Lido. You'd be skinned alive in some back alley pack house if it wasn't for me." "Don't flatter yourself," he said. He clicked his thumb and pinky nails together. "Things are looking up. What I want is respect for my contributions." "I thought you wanted help," Tuma said. "I deserve both. Cocky, aren't we?" "You used to like that. Times change." "But people rarely do," she said. "The fact that one of your minions hasn't killed me tells me you want something other than what I'm offering." Tuma tensed, his jaw muscles flexing. Whenever he wanted something, he would click his nails together, and tonight they'd been going like a dominatrix's whip on a politician's back. "You always were clever." He drew out the last word like a piece of taffy, as if savoring the sound on his lips. Maybe we can work something out. Maybe you can give me $1 billion and I'll think about it. Ribbons of queasiness fluttered in her chest, and a sensation of weightlessness came over her. She would have to lie her way out of that one. Two of the company's going through hard times right now. Most of my cash is tied up in investments. I can't float $1 billion yet. Soon, though. She'd be more than happy to forfeit that and more if she could get her father back, her company back, out of the clutches of her brothers. Wait until when, he said. Until you can clear your name with the feds. So, been keeping up, eh? Yeah, I watch the news now, mostly to check on my stock. Couldn't help but notice your face burned to the verso. Tisk tisk, embezzling money. He lifted a slender finger and wagged it back and forth. It wasn't me. Will's embezzled the money and left town. Oh yes, I heard he was on the run too. Must run with the family. Red flashed across her vision. She reached out and grabbed Tomb's gun in front of his pants. She pressed a whip into his face. The 2 guards left Chris aside and stepped forward. Back off, or the back of his head gets a hole, Nicholle said. The guards did as they were told, and Tuma began to chuckle. Now you're going to kill me, he said. I just want to talk. We've been talking. No, we've been bullshitting. Nicholle forced him over to the chaise lounge and ran her hand along the wood to feel for the button, tucked right under the trim. The latches of the door behind the chaise clicked open, and a shaft of light skated into the floor. She pressed the weapon to Tuma's throat in the direction of the door, pushing him backward. Once through, she closed the door and locked it behind him, and retracted the gun. Sit down, she said, motioning toward the swing. Tuma's sex dungeon resembled a Torquemada confessional room, complete with cages, spanking horses, bondage tables, whipping racks, slings, bars, and a table spread with catheters, enema equipment, and neck braces. Tools of medical fetish. She took up a seat on a bondage table, brushing aside the leather straps. This part of her life, of his life, she had avoided as much as she could. Pain was not her thing. She hadn't minded the body sling, though. It had reminded her, in a weird, dark sort of way, of the hammock in her grandmother's backyard. You remember Lido, he said. Of course. Tuma's eternal thorn in the side. Lido led a squad of schemes writers and rackers on the other side of Baltimore and Owings Mills. They worked out of the basement of the mall. Nothing like Tuma's operation. They were connected, really connected. His programmers just sat, wearing friars, writing schemes for weeks at a time. Their Mennonites monitoring and patching the effects of inactivity, nourishment forced into them intravenously. They looked like hollowed out corpses, skin and flesh sagging on the bones. But man, the end product seemed worth it. Groundbreaking, visionary shit. Everybody wanted Lido schemes, best in the business. What about him, she said. He's working on something new. Rumors, yeah, but rumors with teeth in the tail. Rumors I don't want to bite me in the ass down